The people of Ohio came out in droves on October 6th for the 2023 March for Life in Columbus. This is the second year the event has been held in the state's capital.
What does it say about a society? What does it say about our country when we tell young moms and young dads that everything comes before their own children? To all of my friends on the other side of this issue, I just got to say, if there's somebody out there telling you that what's in your best interest is to get rid of your own baby, they do not have your best interest at heart. They are not on your team.
Among the speakers at the rally ahead of the march was Senator from Ohio, J.D. Vance. The march takes place just weeks before a make-or-break vote on Issue 1, a ballot initiative that has the potential to usher in extreme abortion policies and nullify the state's pro-life laws. Early in-person voting began this week in Ohio. And joining us now is Jeanne Mancini, president of the March for Life, who led the march in Columbus this past Friday. Jeanne, thank you so much for being here with us today. Describe the energy at this year's March for Life in Columbus for us.
Well, thanks for having me, Prudence. I always just love to be a guest on your show. You're doing such great work.
Thank you.
So it was palpable, as always. I would also say, with a note of seriousness, that there was a bit of heaviness in the air, too. I think the people of Ohio know what is before them right now with this ballot initiative that they'll be voting on November 7th. And so there was a lot of joy, a lot of energy, but a bit of a heaviness and intensity, too.
Yeah. And speaking to that, obviously, the Ohioans that were marching in Columbus know what's at stake. Do you think the majority of Ohioans know what's at stake in a few weeks with this upcoming vote on Issue 1? And talk to me a little bit more about how that was reflected at the march.
Yeah, what I think a lot of people believe is that if Issue 1 passes, that basically pre-Roe standards will be, pre-Dobbs standards, so kind of what Roe allowed in Ohio will be kind of brought back to where it was. But the reality is that if that ballot initiative, Issue 1, passes, the state Constitution will go far beyond what Roe allowed, in addition to allowing for some earlier abortions. It will also allow for painful late-term abortions up until the moment of birth, and serious implications on safety and health standards for women and girls and parental rights. So it's hard to say about your average Ohioan and where they stand on this. I think that the people that we most need to target with educating about the truth about this ballot initiative are probably people that aren't necessarily pro-life, but they don't want late-term abortion in their state.
Right. And from your point of view, Jeanne, how will the outcome of what happens in Ohio in just a few weeks impact the rest of the country, especially other states like Ohio, which are historically very pro-life and have pro-life laws on the books?
Well, I think the serious implications are real. I think that there could be grave implications one way or the other on this. So just to take a step back and to talk for a minute about these ballot initiatives, essentially they take the question of public policy regarding pro-life protections out of the typical legislative process, and they place it into a much more grave process, of course, because amending the Constitution in a state has a much more serious nature and essence than passing a law or introducing a bill. Also, they're very expensive, and we're seeing special interest groups pour money into them, and they're hard and confusing to message on. So in Ohio, the language is incredibly gray, incredibly vague. And again, there's a lot of confusion over what this will and won't allow. But really, the lawyers are telling us that this would allow for painful late-term abortions up until the moment of birth, and again, really eliminate parental rights, much less notifications when it comes to abortions and other reproductive surgeries, and decrease the bar on women's health when it comes to these same kinds of procedures.
Yeah, that's really, really concerning. Thank you for laying that out. Jeanne, before I let you go, I know your state March for Life program has really grown over the past couple of years. What can we expect in terms of marches around the country in 2024?
So, well, we're still in the 2023 State March season. So on Monday, the 16th of October, we'll be back in Pennsylvania. And then we'll be in Michigan in early November on the anniversary of the passage of their sad ballot initiative last year. And then in 2024, we will have 16. We've had 8 state marches in 2023. We will double to have 16 state marches in 2024. And our plan is to be in all 50 states over the course of the next 5 years or so.
Praise God. Well, that is amazing to see how much your program has grown. It's proof that there is pro-life momentum here in the U.S., and we're so grateful for the work that you're continuing to do each and every day on this issue. Jeanne Mancini, president of the March for Life, as always, an honor to have you with us.
Thanks so much, Prudence.